Welcome to the Energy Startalk LP. Nice to have you here.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
How are you?
I'm very good. Very good. I think I'm over my tired jet lag situation, sort of.
You came here yesterday to Berlin.
Yeah. I've been in Italy for a couple of days.
Is it your first time here in Berlin?
My second time in Berlin. It was kind of fast the first time, but yeah, I love it here. I've been wanting to spend a little more time here. I have tonight off, and I have a friend who comes here a lot that's going to take me out, so I'm excited.
Yeah, so that's nice. You have some time to see the city.
Yeah.
And that's great. Do you know some German words when you have a friend here? He's living here?
No, he's not living here. He's a songwriter as well, and he just comes out here all the time, and he loves it. So he was like, let me take you out. I don't know any German words except for danke and hallo. I thought it was funny. I'm like, how do you say hello? Hallo. Good. Now that we got that over with.
And you just need to know, ich will ein Bier.
What is it called?
I want a beer.
Oh, yeah. Say it. Say it.
Ich will ein Bier. Or you can say, ein Bier bitte.
Ein Bier bitte?
Ein Bier bitte.
Ein Bier bitte. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Ein Bier bitte. Perfect. Wow. You made my whole stay here much better.
Your song Lost on You is a big hit around the world. It's already #1 in Greek or something.
Yeah.
So great.
Greece and Italy and Romania and I think Israel and Turkey or something like that. I don't know. It's cool.
Everywhere. Can you remember the first moment when you maybe heard it on the radio first, or when you...
You know, I have not heard it on the radio yet.
No!
That always happens to me, though. I mean, not that I've had anything played this much, but usually I can tell when friends are hitting me up. Like, I have friends that are, for some reason I have a ton of friends in Italy right now, and they're all like, I keep hearing your song. They're almost annoyed. Yeah. I'm like, okay.
Tell us the story behind the song. What is it about?
Well, you know, I mean, it's about a failed relationship, but it was about the relationship basically before you know it's failed. Like you haven't, you know, and you haven't given up on it at all in your mind, you know, you just, you know, like you don't feel well about it, but you can't even think about it ending. You'd be like, oh my God, no, it's not going to end. That's not going to happen. But this is, you know, it's definitely messed up right now. So it was like that feeling, and the kind of, I'm basically in it, I think, just kind of sort of begging the person not to keep not understanding what they're doing to this relationship, you know. So
that is always good for songwriting,
right? Yeah, always, like, for sure.
Problems.
I think, yeah, and I think it's like, you know, once I you know, not because I'm awesome, just because I'm lucky. I hadn't really been broken up with before. That sounds terrible. You know, no one's ever broken up with me before. But it was like, you know, I think when people say, what would you rather, be broken up with or break up with someone, and it is a very helpless feeling too, breaking up with someone and not wanting to be with them anymore. But I think definitely the more helpless thing would be being broken up with, because you really don't have a choice. You know, like you're just like, you can't, there's nothing you can do. You
know? Some people might also know you from other songs, because you also writing songs for artists like Rihanna, Christina Aguilera. How did that come, that you also write for others?
I think, you know what the funny part is that it came from writing so many songs for myself that never got out there, that nobody wanted at the time. And then suddenly they got picked for other artists, and I was like, oh, this is so ironic when they're like, yeah, you don't have a song. We don't know what song to put out of yours. We'll just take your songs and give them to somebody else, which is, you know, it's kind of like a bit of a, you know, a mind... insert expletive right there. But I think, you know, it really, when I started writing so many songs, I realized that I could. It was like something I realized I could do. And then I just really buckled down and started doing that, because I just felt like I enjoyed it and it was very satisfying. And, you know, you have to have a certain kind of strong stomach for it in some ways, because I think a lot of people, especially in art, I notice, I don't know about everybody, but I feel like the people that I know and myself, it's like rejection cuts very deep. people, like if you say you don't like something of someone's artistically, it could kill them. Like literally, it's like very, it's a very deep thing to, because you're exposing like yourself on a very deep level. And if someone isn't into it, it's pretty devastating. So, but I think songwriting made me very strong, because you would think you wrote something that was great, and then, suddenly it'd be like, I mean, and even if you have written something great, like that's why you have to be strong. Like when I wrote Lost on You, I wrote it 2 years ago. Now, people have said it, like people around in my circle, my friends told me it was like really good, stuff like that. I thought it was really good, but I was on another record label before I was on this record label, and a lot of people had left the label, so and they were very behind me, but the new people wanted to hear my new stuff to see if they were going to keep going with me, and I played them that song amongst others that are doing well, and they dropped me. So, and that's not a bad thing. Very, very good things happen after that, but I'm just saying, for people out there who write songs or do anything, the fact that that song, even a hit song that I have right now, that I'm enjoying the fruits of that labor, that was rejected. So that's what I feel like is a huge lesson to me, for any artist, is that, you're going to be rejected. Being rejected is the best thing that could ever happen to you if you're ever going to actually be an artist.
So I can imagine that it's a kind of a strange feeling to give away your babies to other ones.
Yeah, I mean, yes and no. I mean, I think to me it's the ultimate form of connection and communication. It's like passing along a story, like, in ancient times, you're giving someone a story and then they're taking it and giving their interpretation of it. And I think that's really beautiful, because fans are always interpreting songs, but it's an interesting kind of permutation of a song to give it to another artist that then takes their soul and their energy and sings it a certain way and gives it a different interpretation. I think that's really cool.
Have there been an interpretation you didn't like?
No.
No?
Yes, actually, and I don't let them go. Yeah. Like I had this song that I wrote for CeeLo, kind of, and then and the only other artist that I could picture it doing it was like Amy Winehouse, and unfortunately, as we know, but and in my head, not that they wanted to do it. I'm just saying, in my head, I felt like they had the depth and the right kind of humor in their way, and I might do it myself at some point. But somebody sent me a song version of it by like a very young woman who was really good, but it just like it had none of the interpretation was like completely wrong, because I just felt like she didn't understand what I was saying, you know what I mean? She also spoke a different language, so she, so maybe it was that, but it was just wrong for the song, and I just felt bad, but I was like, no, I can't, sorry, and it wasn't nothing personal. I just like, if I hear something that is my song and it's absolutely wrong to me and it's not getting the song across at all, I will stop it.
And do you write in a different way when you write for others and not for yourself?
I do. I do and I don't. I try not to, but I feel like when I know I'm writing for somebody else, sometimes I try to interpret what they're going through or what I think they're going through. Like I had this interesting, funny moment. I wrote a song for Leona Lewis when I wasn't not with her, and then I wrote a song with her, and I was and I didn't want to tell her. And I had read somewhere that she went through this breakup, so I had written this song about like the horribleness of it. And I mean, I don't want to give anything away. She probably won't even remember, but I was trying to get into like so it's really hard, right? She's like, no, it was great. It was like the best thing that ever happened to me. I was like, here I am, like just deciding you felt like this, and you're like, yeah, no, that's not how I felt. So that was funny to me, and I was like, I kind of like not learned my lesson, but I was like, okay, yeah, you never know. That's why I think I like to write more, not try to get into the artist's head, because most of the songs that I've gotten cut by other artists. Not the Rihanna one. I wrote that specifically for her, but most of the songs that get cut by other artists, I wrote for myself.
I think that's the best way,
Mhm.
maybe.
Yeah.
Have you met some of the artists you wrote for?
Not really. No. I mean, I met Leona Lewis. I met I wrote a song for Joe Walsh from the Eagles. I didn't meet him. Actually, no. I talked to him on the phone. No, I haven't. I have to say the majority I have not met. No.
And who's the coolest person you ever met?
Who's the coolest person I've met? Oh, Robert Plant.
Ooh.
Yeah. It's just like, it's bizarre. He's like meeting the king, you know?
Yeah.
It's cool.
Can imagine. Have you always wanted to be a musician? Or was there
No,
first?
I grew up in a family of like lawyers and doctors. And so I thought I was going to be a doctor. My older brother's a doctor. And I don't know. I didn't at all. My family, it wasn't like something you did. It was something you did as a hobby, kind of. And then my mom passed away when I was a teenager, and I just was like, you know what? I think I've gotten the most joy and the best version of myself doing music, and maybe I will. I couldn't believe it. Like, I couldn't wrap my head around like being like, I'm going to be a musician. You know what I mean? Like, you're not going to go to college? Nope. Going to be a musician. Where are you going to go? I don't know. Like, I had no idea. Just like drop kicked myself into New York City, in the heart of New York City, and just was like, all right, here we go.
And you started with your own songs or with?
Yeah, I started writing my own songs. I mean, you know, and that was the interesting thing, because like back in the day, I would write, 10 to 13 songs a year and be like, these are amazing. I'm going to put these on a disc and I'm going to put them out and I'm going to be huge, Of
course.
And then when I signed to a major label finally, and they like made me write all these songs, or like, put me in the position to write all these songs, I was like writing like 65, 75 songs a year for the 3 years. And I was like, and like, and no record even came out on that, It's like, so now that's when I was like I said earlier, that I was like, okay, I could be a songwriter, and I enjoy it enough, and I can take it, the sheer volume, and not be discouraged if they don't get picked up,
Mm-hmm. Your EP is out already here, and an album is coming this year.
Yes.
You already have a release date?
I don't have a release date, but I have all the songs. I just got to get them all compiled together. I'm excited. I have some, like, even very recently, I just wrote some really, really dope songs. I'm excited.
So I guess your fans are excited too.
I hope so. You never know. They might be like, what is this?
What can they expect?
I ordered pizza. I don't know. Just more of the same, like maybe there's a couple of like, maybe a little more upbeat stuff, not, but it's the same. I'm like woo woo. I'm the same. I'm always like, I'm like kind of like happy sad in a way, like everybody. I just have I'm moody, and I mean with a basic like happiness like level, I'm lucky, but I definitely I'm very emotional, so I go up and down, and I try to like embrace the different emotions now. I don't really I don't think it's productive or possible to just be like like, you gotta like go down a little, So I mean, there's like everybody's got to get their rhythm and not get, got to be a little Buddhist about it. It's like not get too down or too up. I prefer not to get too down. I love to get up. You know what I mean? Like, let's do it. Let's do this.
I have to say I love Muddy Waters from the EP.
Oh, thank you so much.
Really great song.
Thank you.
So what's coming up next on your list? Are there any touring plans in Germany?
Yeah, I'm gonna like. This is how it usually goes with it. Like I start doing things like this, and the song hasn't really even come out here yet. But I think has it? No,
Lost on You?
Has it?
It's out for.
Oh, okay. Oh, I don't know. I thought
a month or so.
okay, really? Okay.
Yeah.
For some reason, someone told me
You're
the
like
official.
top 50 in the
Really?
airplay charts.
Oh, nice.
on the radio,
Hey, there
so-
you go. But yeah, so it just was starting here, and yeah, I mean it's been like number one in Greece for like 17 or 18 weeks or something, which is like, thank you, Greece, I love you. Anyway, but yeah, so I feel like I'll be back like before the end of the year to do a show for sure.
Cool.
Yeah.
So we're looking for that.
Yeah.
And good luck. And
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your
Thank you. Thanks.